The smell of fun. It never gets old. Man, I need a smoke.
Uh-oh, I'm dead. But you know how I could have avoided this tragic fate? That's right, my stop smoking coach on the Nintendo DS. Hey there, I'm Jimmy, and today we are taking a look into the world of app games on the Nintendo DS. Back in the 2000s, Nintendo wanted to reach every available demographic with the Nintendo DS, including the casuals. And what better way to do that than through selling app games for people to use to improve their everyday lives? Can't drive? No problem. Suck it, cookie. Got you covered. Fitness. Done. Yoga. We've got that too. Not very smart? Well, they tried. As well as astrology, learning languages. The list just keeps going on. And since I love talking about useless Nintendo DS stuff that nobody else cares about, I figured why not try out a few of these and see how bad or good they are. Our first game we'll be looking at is DriverZ for the original DS. After entering the game, we then need to put in a little bit of information about ourselves, that being our name, region, and instructor. My name? Butthead. My region? Alabama. And I think I'm gonna go with Josie as my instructor. Let's start off with the learning. Learning is broken up into two different pieces, that being the question bank, which is basically just an overglorified cheat sheet, and steadying.
If one or more of your passengers refuses to wear a seatbelt, you, sir...
Oh, this one's easy. When going on a drive with children, it is a good idea to... tell them to shut up. What? It is important to check your blind spots when changing lanes because... oh, it stretches out to your neck. Alright, I'm feeling pretty confident in my driver's knowledge, so let's move on to steadying. Steadying is made up of 3 different modes. First, there's Auto Basics, which has you use the stylus to play a touchscreen minigame that simulates basic car maintenance. That being stuff like checking your car oil and changing your tires. This is actually one of the better ways of teaching people knowledge in the game, though there's only 2 different mini games, so yeah, there's not much here. Then there's Spot the Problem. Oh, I see it. There's cars on the road. The final game mode is Road Signs, which has you pick the right road sign matching its purpose. And if you are feeling really confident in your driving skills, there's even mock test exams that you can take to test your knowledge. The mirror is there too. Make sure you look your best at all times. There is an elderly person on the crosswalk just ahead. What is their official status? They are an obstacle. When joining a motorway or other major road from a road slip, what should you take care to do? Kiss your Saint Christopher and swerve on the main freeway as quickly as you can. After playing through DriverZ on the Nintendo DS, honestly, this just really sucked. Let's move on to the next game. Next up, we have My Stop Smoking Coach with Alan Carr. Hold on, I gotta look this guy up. Alan Carr, born in 1934, was a British author of books about smoking cessation and other psychological dependencies, including alcohol addiction. Although apparently he is most well known for developing the Easy Way method and wrote multiple books for weight loss and smoking. Tragically, Alan Carr passed away from lung cancer in 2006 on November 29th, almost exactly 2 years before this game was even published, which leaves more questions than answers. Did he agree to this long before it was published, or did someone pay to use a JPEG of his face? The introduction of the game is told through Alan Carr before he tells us to choose one of the 6 instructors, which, spoiler alert, they have no effect on the dialogue or the gameplay. We have Michal Shimada, Robin Haley, Ulrich Kellerman, Matej Fons, Jorge David Schnickel, and Claudia Seriamonto. I think I'm going to choose Michal Shimada.
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I would like to ask a few questions to get to know you better.
After choosing our instructor, we then go through a few different questions which really have little to no effect on the gameplay whatsoever. That being our age, how many cigarettes we smoke, and where we live, as well as things like our interests. After answering the questions, we then must sign a document, promising to take every moment of this game seriously. After answering the introduction questions though, the game quickly goes downhill from here. Most of the game is just chocked full of weird metaphors and endless scrolls of text, which usually ends with some form of a 3-minute touchscreen minigame, some of which are just downright weird, like making food out of cigarettes, dancing, dentist appointments, and a lot of weird other things. Honestly, if I was a smoker playing this game, all this game would make me want to do is light another! Either way, while this game is terrible, you can't really blame Alan Carr for this, because he obviously didn't have much input. Personal Yoga Training, a game made for the sole purpose of teaching yoga through step-by-step instructions. There is a profile creator where you put your name and weight in. There is a campaign-like mode, but there's also a quick selection mode too, made up of 7 different categories, such as tighter tummy, thinner arms, shoulders, back pain, and swollen feet, with each category having multiple exercises to choose from and levels of difficulty, with the game having you follow along with their 3D character. So, let's do some yoga. Well, that was an experience. Looking back on these DS app games, it's truly remarkable just how hard Nintendo tried to cater to casual gamers with these. From fitness to cooking to trying to teach you piano. The DS had all kinds of app games on it, with some of them requiring unique accessories to work. Honestly, none of these games are really worth revisiting, but it is kinda cool looking back in Nintendo's history. And depending on how well this video does, maybe I'll make a part 2 where I try out even more of them.